the Clippers are some of the top contenders fighting for the crown this NBA season. However, to be the last team standing, they're going to need Kawhi Leonard back on the court. The 31-year-old star missed the 2021-2022 season after an injury, but it appears he's back. Stay tuned because in this video, we'll discuss his knee injury, his return to the game, and whether the Clippers can snag a title anytime soon. First up, Leonard is back in the game. With a strong opening night showing in the books, Kawhi Leonard is officially back in the game. The NBA star made his long-awaited return to the LA Clippers on Thursday, October 20th, after he missed the entire 2021-2022 season. Leonard hadn't played since he suffered a knee injury in the Clippers' run to the Western Conference semifinals in 2021. The 31-year-old was impressive in his first game back in over 400 days. There were definitely no signs of rusting on this one. He helped the Clippers achieve their 103-97 victory over the Lakers, allowing the team to secure their 8th straight win over their local rivals. Although he started off on the bench, Leonard looked comfortable when he checked into the game with 6 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Less than 30 seconds into the game, the player was on the board after hauling a rebound and taking it coast to coast for a tough fadeaway jumper. The athlete saw 21 minutes of game time, scoring 14 points on 6 of 12 shooting and adding 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. In his post-game interview, Leonard said he felt good and that his team did a fantastic job. He gave a shout-out to the Clippers to match his motivation to get back into the game. Clippers head coach Ty Lue added that Kawhi looked good. Even though he got a little tired in stretches, he had a good start to the game after sitting for so long. Next up, he's taking things slow this season. Although he made an impressive return to the game, the Clippers are taking a cautious approach to Leonard's workload this season. Los Angeles is easing the superstar back into the game by bringing him off the bench and placing him under a strict minutes restriction. We've also got some intel that Leonard won't be suiting up for every game. Following the opening match on Thursday night, Kawhi indicated that there would be some scheduled absences as he gets back into form. Many were shocked that Kawhi wasn't on the court when the opening game started. After all, the last time this guy started off on the bench was all the way back in 2013. So why did Coach Lue make this surprising decision? Ty explained pre-game that the Clippers were taking a cautious approach with Leonard this season, saving him for the end of the game, and that too only if they need him. The coach said that he had Leonard's best interests at heart. Kawhi had been out of the game for over 15 months, and Lue just wanted to take the decision that was best for his health and long-term recovery. Lue reassured fans that they'd slowly integrate the leading man back into the game and will adjust their approach as he regains fitness. Moving on, a timeline of Kawhi's knee injury. On June 14, 2021, Leonard was playing Game 4 at the Western Conference semifinals. He had to exit the game after a knee injury on a drive to the basket. Leonard told TNT's Rebecca Harlow that he'd be good after sitting out the last few minutes of the game. However, he ended up missing the entire season. It turned out the knee injury was actually a partial tear to his right ACL, which can take anywhere from 12 to 15 months to heal. Weeks later, Leonard underwent surgery. In an announcement on their website, the Clippers stated Kawhi had undergone successful surgery on July 13th, and there was no timetable for his return as he recovered. Leonard missed the entire 21-22 season, as well as the crucial matchup with Phoenix in the Western Conference Finals. His team was a mess without him. Before his injury, Leonard was having a spectacular season, averaging 30.4 points, 7.7 rebounds, and 4.4 assists per game. He has now returned to the court for the first time in 476 days, giving a stellar performance against the Lakers, although his minutes were limited. Next up, a look back at all the times Leonard's been out because of injuries. Leonard's past record isn't that great when it comes to injuries. Although he's an incredibly versatile player with a unique combination of speed and strength, it seems he has to deal with his fair share of injuries. Call it carelessness or bad luck, but the athlete has never been consistent when it comes to playing back-to-back. He came into the league with the Spurs, an organization that's always believed in rest, and he took his time off whenever he needed it. As a result, he missed roughly 10 to 20 games during his early years in the NBA. Most of the rest games were just the Spurs playing it safe, more than anything else. It seems that the expected off and on plays are nothing new for the seasoned player. Moving on, he's gone through something similar before. Every player has a few minor injuries that lead to them missing a game or two, but Leonard had his first big injury during the playoffs of the 2016-2017 season. It was the first game of the Western Conference Finals when the player rolled his ankle and missed the rest of the series. While his ankle injury went on to heal, the rest of his body did not. 2017 was an extremely tough year for the small forward. He went on to miss almost every single game that season, all because of a quadriceps injury that simply wouldn't heal. He bounced back stronger than ever though. Not only did he dominate with the Spurs, but he also went on to lead the Raptors before he signed with the Clippers. If he can bounce back from an off season before, he can likely do it again. Finally, how long will he be out? The Clippers have been very supportive from the start. Although they never ruled out Kawhi for the 2021-2022 season, they remained mindful of the fact that it often takes players 12 to 15 months to return from an ACL injury. Lawrence Frank, the Clippers' president of basketball operations, stressed that everyone is different in how they bounce back from an ACL injury. He added that sometimes players could be back at 100%. They can be even better. Leonard will most likely not be playing on consecutive nights, but this isn't a new concept for him. He only played in both games of a back-to-back set 7 out of a possible 26 times since 2018. Barring any major setbacks, his absences this season should be limited to one game, either the front or back end of LA's back-to-back. The Clippers still have faith in their star player and are optimistic that he'll make a full recovery. Frank described Leonard as a maniacal worker that puts a ton of time, effort, and focus into his daily rehab. He praised the challenge the athlete has taken on and commended him for his discipline. Let's talk about whether Kawhi Leonard and Paul George can join forces to secure a title for the Clippers. First up, the equation for success. Clippers owner Steve Ballmer was in conversation with Baron Davis, Paul Pierce, and Jamal Crawford during a test broadcast of the team's new streaming service. The conversation turned to championships, and the group started discussing the formula for success. Ballmer was convinced that you just need to have one good guy on your team to bring the title home. Pierce spoke up, adding that you need to have the guy who's considered at least a top 5 player. He supported his argument by pointing out that there are few instances where a team has won a championship without a top 5 player. He said that for the Clippers, Kawhi is that guy. Davis chipped in, emphasizing the importance of a closer. He added, "I think the Clippers got 2 closers." On a monitor a few feet away from their chairs, the group watched Kawhi miss a shot, only for Paul to finish the possession with a basket. Crawford jumped in, saying this was the perfect example of how well the two complemented each other. Next up, George and Leonard's relationship. Leonard and George joined the Clippers as a package deal 3 years ago, and they were expected to turn around the Clippers' fate. In an interview, George said that both of them internally had a promise to bring the championship home. Their relationship grew both on and off the court. Leonard was among only a handful of George's teammates invited to his wedding this July. In an interview, Leonard opened up about how he can talk to George about not just basketball, but life in general. Coach Lou emphasized how great the friendship is for the Clippers. The fact that the pair get along and love playing with each other increases the chances of the Clippers' success. Finally, what are the chances of success after Kawhi's injury? The Clippers have a perfect recipe for success. They have all-star talent, plenty of depth, and a champion coach. In an interview, Ballmer said that the sky's the limit for the Clippers, who have their eyes set on the Larry O'Brien Trophy. Their ultimate goal, however, is hinging on just 2 stars, and it's unclear whether Kawhi can make the recovery needed to bring the title home. That's a wrap for this video. Thanks for watching. Are you excited to see Kawhi Leonard back in the NBA? Let us know in the comments down below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more. See you in the next one.